What's up, everybody? Today, I'm going to be doing my top 10, objective top 10 list of the best games in the world of all time. Let's get right into this. First game here we got drum roll sound. Ooh, Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 is I'm going to be saying this a bunch of times. It is a very fun game, but it is a mechanically diverse game. You get a myriad of different options to accomplish a goal, if you will. This game has hacking and different cybernetics. You get different abilities for each skill tree, and this is one of the only RPGs that I've played that gives you the dialogue option of saying, like, do you know who the fuck I am, and scaring people off that way. And it's sad to say, but not many games give you that option to say, do you know who I am? I'm a big dog. Yeah, there's a lot of fun little side activities. You can customize your car while you're driving it. You can get gorilla arms and punch through walls. The build that I play, or at least that I played for my first run through, I'm probably going to do a second one here, but I played it cool and hacker. So I was basically stealth wizard in Skyrim. Next one up, and I know a lot of people may, I don't care if people agree with me or not. Don't care. Monster Hunter World. This is a great game, and I'm going to be saying that a shitload of times. This, I feel like, was the perfect game to basically bring Monster Hunter to the modern crowd, modern audience. It's one of the only really fun grinding games, which I know that sounds weird in saying it alone, but it's fun to fight the monsters. That's the whole point of this kind of thing, is that you're fighting monsters, getting their parts, I know, pause, but collecting their monster parts and making weapons and armor out of them. Amazing monster design, amazing weapon armor design. I think very thematic and cinematic fights that are very dope and cool, and I love the grind. Next up, in the number 8 spot, I know this website's going to be listing it backwards, or maybe I'm listing it backwards. I'm just being too dumb. Dun, 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 dun. God Hand. Ooh, what you know about God Hand? This game is so fucking badass, bro. This shit will put some hair on your chest. So what can I say about God Hand? God Hand is a game where it is a beat 'em up game that allows you to customize your combos and your moves that you want to use, right? So the cool thing about God Hand is that you go through these levels fighting people, and you get money from them and from opening up barrels and whatnot, random shit. And it gives you money that you can use to buy more moves, and you can also gamble with it. So it really is the best of both worlds. The combo system is just magnificent. Anybody who likes beat 'em ups cannot recommend this game more. Far Cry 3, number 7. Number 7, Far Cry 3? Far Cry 3? Yes, this, I believe, was the last, I should say one of the last. I don't want to be too, unfair, but one of the last great Ubisoft games. This one really blew it out of the park. Far Cry 4, I enjoyed a lot as well. It was kind of a bit more of the same. It did have some fun new features, and obviously Far Cry 5, which just feels like really big Far Cry 3, and Murica, very Murica heavy, but I digress. Far Cry 3. Why is Far Cry 3 amazing? Far Cry 3 was the first time they did a kind of mature story, at least in my opinion, in the Far Cry series, and the story in 3 is really the one that sticks out the most as far as any Far Cry game, and really, if I'm being honest, any Ubisoft game. It's a perfect video game story. The story is the perfect synergy between describing and telling a story and having you interact with those people and characters. So during this game, almost said Jason Voorhees, Jason Brody, something, I can't remember his last name, but he gets tattoos from this guy who's basically his mentor figure, and the whole time he's trying to save his brother and his friends and a bunch of other people. Well, not save his brother. Briefly, he was trying to. I digress. But the fact that you're getting tattoos while you're leveling up, getting experience fighting pirates, and the fact that you're getting basically stronger and more badass as a character, it's kind of like you get that kind of psychological pairing where, you know, the guy has tattoos. And I mean, say what you want about tattoos, but usually people will kind of compare that to like a toughness or being able to withstand pain to some degree. So by the fact that you're growing essentially a sleeve of pain to show that you're progressing and being stronger as a character, it, you know, it does a synergy, like mentally there's a psychological element to this game, and even the antagonist and how the protagonist interact is very much of a synergy, like yin and yang. um yeah, I can go into the philosophies of this game all damn day. It is also a fun ass game, and I love the RPG progression of this game. Um, yeah, what more can be said? I'd say play it. Terraria. Now, this one is a little unfair for me to put here, but I felt like this list needed one survival crafting game, and I will admit that I have not put like hundreds of hours into Terraria. I'm going to be real. So, but I have played it for a good grip of time. I've played it for at least between two consoles, probably 100 hours, right? And I think that is just a testament basically to the extent power, like lasting power of this game. And I know that that alone doesn't make it like a good game, but it is basically the fact that this is the closest we'll get to if Minecraft was fully focused on being a video game. And it's like, this is right where the spot where it's like I want to put something like Minecraft here, but I'm going to go with Terraria again because it's more of a game. Terraria is a very, very in-depth game. Again, I've only gone a couple hours, gone a couple of the people, NPCs in the house or whatever, but you can tell every time that you get a new NPC companion that you're basically opening up this wide repertoire of items and things and catalogs that you can go through and get, you know, and there's so many hidden collectibles and finds, and it is a beautiful game for feeling like you're a treasure hunter and, you know, progressing a video gamey character. I'm going to hop back and forth between what I value there in a good story versus what is a good game. I think Terraria definitely deserves a spot here in being a fantastic mechanical game. All right. And next one up on the list is much of the same. This game also has a very deep story, but it's one of those that you got to really dig and, you know, look at 7-hour lore videos. But Project Zomboid, a absolutely amazing zombie game. I would argue the best zombie game ever made, and I truly mean that. And the reason I say that is because Project Zomboid is the most in-depth, realistic zombie survival game I have ever played, hands down. You have a myriad of ways of handling situations. You can learn carpentry. You can get better at it by taking doors down and stuff, but you can learn medicine. You can learn metallurgy. You can learn farming, trapping, fishing, tailoring. That's right. And all this stuff is things that you can use as basically tools to guide yourself through surviving. When you play this game with multiple people, it becomes a perfect situation for natural role playing. You're all being the jobs or whatever that you picked, like you are living that life in this world. You know, if you want to pick a guy who's good at fighting and killing and hunting, you're going to be talking about doing that more so than anyone else. And I know it sounds kind of like general, like that's how you do it in a lot of games, but you feel like that. If you want to be a chef and you're cooking, you feel the excitement of being able to say that you're able to make a new meal for all you and your homeboys in your in your Project Zomboid base. It's a nearly perfect game. Most of these are nearly perfect games. And that's to pat myself on the back because I know I have good tastes. But the only thing I would say that is a negative trait to this game is it is insanely hard. But it mitigates that problem by letting you customize how you want to deal with the zombie apocalypse. So if you want to have more of a chance to find certain items, or if you want less zombies, or if you don't want the infection to spread by bites, you can set that up in the options menu. This game blows my socks away. This could be a game I could put probably thousands of hours in if given an unlimited amount of time. Just sick. Just so many options available. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Just really wanted to gush about Project Zomboid because it's so good. In the number 7 spot, we have GTA Chinatown Wars. This game is addictively fun. I'm trying to think of a word that could describe how fun this game is. Like it is so fun that if you were trapped on an island for a year and you had nothing but this game, it wouldn't even be that bad. It would be all right. It would be okay. Like it'd suck, but it wouldn't be that bad. The main part of this game, the main port, P-O-R-T, is drug slinging drugs. Now, stay with me here, but you drive around, go back and forth, and you get emails on your PDA that tell you about dealers who basically are giving you different deals, different sales. So it kind of just becomes this like every part of the map has these like territories and factions where they buy a certain drug at a higher price and they sell at a lower price, and it's kind of a way to teach people a little bit about supply and demand. Like it's almost an economic like beginner's course in supply and demand. And it has just so many fun little mini games. Like the whole thing of this game was it was originally made for the Nintendo DS and then ported to the PSP. And when they created this game on the DS, and I mean moving it over, they still brought over a lot of mini games, but a large portion of this game is doing these little touchscreen side activities. And they poured them over to PSP pretty well, but you know, you don't really get the full experience of certain things unless you're playing it on the DS. And like, for example, there's tattooing. You do scratch offs where you're like scratching, you know, a card. When every time you get into a car and you're stealing it, there's a different touchscreen like activity or whatever to basically break into the car. Like they don't have it where you just go up and press Y. Like you have to actually do an interaction to get into the car, and that part is so much fun. Is just that there's so many different interactions and things in this game. Okay, number 8, number 8 spot, I really hope OBS isn't telling all my what I'm going to put up next, but we'll find out. Persona 4 Golden. Persona 4 Golden. A beautiful game. I'm going to start crying if I think about it too much. But the music, the writing, the characters, the gameplay, this game is an artistic masterpiece. Masterpiece. The moral of the story is something that will change your life for each day to come after it. The main component, the main premise of this game is that you are a high schooler. I know. Weird. Get it? Address the elephant in the room. You play as a high school student, but you're building these relationships with these other, compatriots. And the better that your relationships are, the stronger that their characters become when they go through dungeon crawls. So you get different buffs and bonuses by if you've gotten to those points of being friendly with these people. It transforms their character, their personas, if you will. It is a game that's just a lesson in the value of friendship and the value of team effort and like-minded thinking. You can accomplish any task, any goal, and you can solve any crime. And remember, we're not trying to hurt people, we're trying to save people. At that point, all I can say is just play the game. It's great. It is turn-based, but I usually don't like turn-based games, and it's a great turn-based game. Like, for me to say that, usually I don't play them, this is a great one. Anyway, I've been back and forth doing this video multiple times. Which one of these games am I going to put on? The first or the second? At the end of the day, I have to put Red Dead Redemption 2 on this list. I have to. And the reason that is because there's no other game. There is no other game that is quite like it, that has that level of detail, of scenic beauty in the environment. If you haven't played Red Dead 2, you are doing yourself a disservice. I'm sure that has been said 1,000 times, but the environment, the side activities, everything is the perfect living in a Western world simulator. Now, what I'm going to make an honorable mention here is Red Dead Redemption 1, because I do want to get this out of the way. I do think Red Dead 1 is a better game, which I know is the point of this list, but Red Dead 2 may be a bit more impactful as a piece of artistic creation. And another point that I want to make in with that is that when you play Red Dead 1 as a game and less as a story or a book or a movie, you have better opportunities. Red Dead 2 gives you some okay ones, but there is a ludonarrative dissonance, more so in the second game than there is in the first, when it comes to 100% completing all of the opportunities in this game. That being said, it is still a beautiful and masterfully made story. It's beautiful. It is perfect as a story, as from beginning to end, and really more just focusing on the story. It is a perfect piece of media. The progression and growth of you becoming a rich outlaw cowboy is awesome and badass. It's great to get new guns and put engravings on them and get pants and belt buckles and shoes and motherfucking spurs and a new horse and a new saddlebag and a it's awesome. The multiplayer is pretty damn cool. I know a lot of people don't like playing with randos, and I completely agree, but if you have a computer, at least there's ways to play basically in private lobbies like you would in GTA 5. Getting ahead of myself. Fantastic game, fantastic gunplay, fantastic storyline. What more can be said? All right, and for the number 1 spot, what you've all been waiting for, The moment my whole life has been leading up to this point ever since the beginning of its inception. It's not that serious, but The Last of Us Part 1. The Last of Us Part 1. Oh man. Yep, I gotta be careful about talking about this game because I will cry. A beautifully mastercrafted story. It is one of the most heartfelt and touching stories in a video game. And I think it does ask a lot of deeply profound questions as well. One being is basically, is the life of a loved one worth losing for a very, very, very small chance to save the world? And, given the circumstances that these characters have gone through, I can understand with the choices that were made. And, I know a lot of people might say, well, Joel was being selfish. But yeah, sure he was. But, if he had given Ellie's life away to these scientists, it's in a realistic situation. It's not like they're just going to be able to give that out to everyone, but The Last of Us has amazing segments. It's one of them. It's like a roller coaster of a game. It goes through so many different scenes. This game has one of the scariest moments, I think, in a non-horror game. Just feeling of like desperation and survival. It makes it really well done. And there are plenty of times in this game where it's just like, God, I'm in just such a new place, a new environment every time like a chapter goes by, and it is more kind of like a movie game as well, like a lot, well, not a lot, but like how a lot, yeah, of games are made nowadays, but the gameplay mechanics and everything else involved is also very well done. It has a similar back and forth fighting system like Uncharted, because I mean Naughty Dog made it, but it's satisfying. It's great. It's fun to go between stealth, shootout, punch a guy, beat up a guy, and hit him in the face with a pipe. You know that is so dope. The multiplayer when it came out was phenomenal. And the saddest thing is that I don't know if we'll be able to experience it again. Maybe, but the way the things look, I don't know if that's gonna happen. The Last of Us one, again. I'm just gonna say it all. Perfect story, perfect music too. Great music, great mechanical game, um, concise game. There's never a dull moment. I'd say just amazing pacing, you know. And yeah, if you haven't played The Last of Us, please figure out a way to do it. Amazing characters, amazing game. If you haven't played it, it's a game that even if you have not played it, you would enjoy it. If you've never played any video games, it's one of the only games on this list that I would say to play if you've never played any games. Um, I think that's all I can say. I hope you enjoyed this list. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you if you've made it this far. Let me know what you agree or disagree with in the comments. Please let me know. And toodles.